So today, guys, we had to, or actually yesterday, we had to stop the build real quick because if we didn't, and I'm glad we caught this in time, because if we didn't, we'd have to go back in and we'd have to tear into the walls, which would cost us who knows how much to fix it. And I'll get into that in just a second. But before I get into that, let me show you where we're at right now. So we were expecting the long span roofing to come in, and the goal was to have the roofing done by next week so then they can start up on the solar. But as things go, you know how it is. So the long span roofing is custom made. The way the engineer does it is he puts the insulation and he attaches it to the long span roofing, so when they put it on, they're doing both of those at the same time. Well, unfortunately, the materials aren't ready, so it hasn't shown up yet. So let me show you what they're doing. Fortunately, the foreman, he's got the guys working on something else right now. Let me show you what, well, you can kind of see behind me what they're doing, but let me show you. So what they're doing right now is hey guys. So what they're doing right now is they're going ahead and working on the exterior finish, which is really kind of cool. And we're real glad they're getting to this because now it's kind of really starting to look like a house. And you can see that's pretty cool. We're starting to really get the finish done. I just love it, man. I just love it. It's really starting to look like a house now. And my wife's pretty excited too. Now, the other thing is, we had talked about the well in the last video. And what I didn't mention, I wished I had it, I forgot to, is that yes, we are putting in a storage tank, and it is going to be a raised storage tank, so we will get the PSI pressure, and so that is going to be part of the build. But the other thing that we decided is that we are going to go deeper with the well. We're going to start with one pole first, which is going to be 6 meters, and that'll bring us down to about 79 feet. And then we're going to test it for a week and see if we've hit the aquifer or not. If we haven't, then we're going to go another 6 meters, which then will bring us down to about 99 feet deep. Hopefully we won't have to do that, but that's how we're going to go ahead and make sure that we get the well water that we need. And obviously it's going to be pumped up into the tank, and then we'll have a pump that's going to pump it into the house. And we've had some really great suggestions about how we can separate the irrigation pumps and from the house and stuff like that, and we'll probably follow through with some of those ideas because they're really great ideas, and I can't help but be appreciative of all the input. Another thing that I want to bring up, because it was mentioned in the comments, was I mentioned that the depth of the aquifer was 60 feet. That was generally going to be deep well territory. And what I should have said, I shouldn't have blanketed all of the Philippines, because obviously that's going to be, the aquifer is going to be where the aquifer is, depending on the region. Now our region is mostly rice land, so because of its rice fields, first is going to be the irrigation waters, which are going to hit first, and then generally, and I can attest to this because we've asked all of our neighbors nearby how deep their wells are, and all of them have said they've gone 60 feet. And some of them said they'll add that extra pole so that they're about 70, I think it's 79 feet. And then they're really in good territory. They're getting a lot of water, and it's meeting their needs. So that's what we're hoping, because we're all right here in the same area. And if you can see, let me show you real quickly, it's all rice fields all around us. And this is really typical in all of the Villa Coloma area. Lots of rice fields, and so we're able to pretty accurately determine how deep those wells are going to be. Now, back to the problem at hand, and let me show you, because when my wife and I came here the other day, we came into the building and we were looking at the electrical outlets. And let me show you here, because this is a concern for us. Because if you don't have enough electrical outlets, and this is typical in the Philippines, is that often they don't have enough electrical outlets throughout the build. And so that was one of the things that we wanted to make sure of, that we had enough electrical outlets. And so let me show you here, just in a few different areas. So like here we are in the living room. Now you can see here where, this is where the TV set's going to be. And we have plenty of outlets here. And over here in the kitchen area, again, we have plenty of outlets down there. And we have outlets here. And then this is going to be where the counter is. And there's going to be an outlet on each side. And we're going to put that outlet underneath the counter so that it's not visible. And when you come into the bedrooms, this is where it starts to get a little bit sketchy. Because what we'll have here is we'll have an outlet here, and then we have two outlets over here, but on this wall there's no outlet. And then on this wall, again, there's no outlet. And then as we come in here, this is we have one outlet here this is the main entry. And so we have one outlet here, but when you go into the storage room, which I can't get to because they have scaffolding in there right now, but in the storage room, there's no outlet. So that doesn't really help us a lot. And then in the master bedroom, this one really tripped us up because, oh, they put it in. It wasn't in here the other day. So it was because we had mentioned it. So we have an outlet on this wall. We have an outlet on this wall. And when we came here the other day, there was only one outlet. It was just this outlet here. And so we asked them if they could put another one over there. And they did. And we're so glad that we did that prior to them, obviously, putting in the finish. And they had to actually tear this out in order to do it. So they had to attach conduit there. And here we go. And so this is kind of where we sit with the build. And the big thing here is just making sure you have enough outlets. And here in the closet, there isn't a single outlet. And so we want them to make sure that they put an outlet in here, so that if my wife wants to put a vanity in here, that she's able to put a vanity in. And knowing my wife, we'll have a vanity over here in this corner of the bathroom, but that's going to be the one that we share. And the one that she'll want to use while she's getting ready, that's going to be a separate one where she can do all her makeup and all that kind of stuff. So we want to make sure that there is a electrical outlet here in the storage, or in her walk-in closet as well. So just to recap real quick, guys, we stopped the build the other day just so we can make sure that the outlets get done. The long span roofing is expected to come in now next week, and we want that to get done, obviously, because then they're going to put the solar in, and we really want to get those things finished, but we want to make sure those things are done. And then I gave you an update on the well, and so that's pretty much it for this video. Guys, if you have any questions, put them in the comments below, hit like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.